I'm Tinny from minibulldesign, and today I'm back out in the factory. First thing this morning, I came out and built up a fire, and then Beth brought out my list for the day, and it was bad. It was like that long. A lot of big stuff. Bad list. So I've just finished that up. And it's 2:05 in the afternoon. We didn't make the post office today because it was open till noontime, and Beth is still in there packing right now. She's got, I don't know, around 20 plus orders, and they're big. So she's probably going to be another couple hours before she finishes up. Long day for Beth. I told her to stop and take a break. She was looking a little weary. But she had an order all on the table, and she said, let me get this order in the box before I forget it and get everything checked up and sealed. And she said, I'll take a break. So anyway, the Bongo Pro has been selling briskly. I think I may have created a monster there. Now, I put one in there this morning, and it lasted like 10 minutes. And I came out just for the heck of it, excuse me, and took the parts and built up another one with a bunch of stuff and just posted that. We'll see how long that lasts. But they don't seem to be lasting too long. Now, let's talk about my needs. Right now, I have two of the big lathes, and I think I've told you in the past, the big one that I'm using, the first big one I'm using all the time. The second one I just cut threads with. If that was to break, I'd have to go to the one cutting threads, and I'd have to reset it, and I'd lose the ability to cut threads, and that's not acceptable. So what I need, not want, but what I need is a third big lathe, so I have a backup. Because to be perfectly honest with you, these Chinese lathes don't last that long. You can wear one out. They're not made for commercial use. They're made for a hobbyist. So they're just not built like an American lathe. Not even close. A good American lathe, a Harding lathe or a LeBlanc or something, a really well-made one, you could put it in a commercial environment and probably never wear it out. 20, 30 years. But these little Chinese lathes, I'm using it in what I would call a commercial environment. I'm making a product to sell on it, and I'm working it so many hours, 7 days a week. And the old girl up on the end there, she's starting to show some wear. Getting a little sloppy. I keep it well oiled and maintained, but inevitably they aren't made out of that good of metal, and they do wear. So I could use another lathe. So enough about that. Now, I'd like to someday take the Bongo Pro 4 and redo it so that each one of the little pylons that come out on it for the legs to get down through the top, well, I'd like to leave those solid instead of turning through them, and then put legs in from the side so it had like a tripod base. Now, in order to do that, I cut that groove in there on the lathe right now. In order to do that, I'd need to be able to have the capability to do an intermittent cut, which you can't do on the lathe. The lathe cuts it all the way around. That's all there is to it. I would need another fairly big rotary table mounted instead of in the vertical position, mounted in the horizontal position, so I could put it in horizontally on its side, and then mill in to the pylon, go up, turn past the pylon, go in, and then mill again. I'd mill the top first, and then I'd go in and mill that side between each pylon. And then I'd have a solid pylon that comes all the way out that I could drill into and make a tripod. Now, I don't have to do that. I could build another base that you just set underneath it with tripod legs, and then just set the stove in that. And then have the top legs and the bottom legs in that. But that's just a lot of extra weight and a lot of extra junk, when you can do the same thing by simply doing what I said and drilling 3 more holes. and getting rid of all that extra junk. So I think I'm going to hold off and do it that way. So I will need another 6-inch rotary table and another 6-inch chuck sometime here in the near future. I also could use a couple of new small lathes. Those babies are getting, I've tightened them up quite a few times. They are really getting worn out. They still do the job, but they're getting worn out. That's also on my wish list. So now we've got a lathe, rotary table and chuck, a couple new small lathes. Now when it gets down around 0, this stove isn't really big enough to heat both sides of this factory. It heats this side pretty well, but back in that back corner it's still pretty cool. Not bad, but not as warm as I'd like to see it. So on my want list also, I'd like to take this stove out, give it to Robert. Be just about right for his house. He's got too small a stove right now. And buy a small version of my furnace that I have down cellar with the blower on it, and then run a pipe up with a butterfly right here to heat this room that I could turn on and off, and a pipe running over to the far corner of the factory with another butterfly on it, so I could pump heat over there, and it would heat the place much more evenly. So that's on my want list. I got a lot of wants, and I imagine eventually I will get all that stuff, but right now too many irons in the fire to do that. Had a big day today on lids, big lid day. I had lids that people order, and there was lids that went on cooking kits, and there was all kinds of different lids for different pots that people ordered, and lids for beginners kit, and lids for the 12-centimeter pot kits, and so I did a lot of lids today. And that's something I've got to revamp there. I'm still not real happy with my lid setup. I'm going to revamp it yet again. It's much better than it was, but it's still not efficient enough. Need more equipment there, I think. Probably a shear, 52-inch shear. So anyway, that's enough of that for today. My knee's getting warm. I'm Tinny from minibulldesign. Get out and hike, take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors, and more important than anything, try to have a really great day, and try to take some time out to have just a little bit of fun today. You deserve it. I think I'm going to go fly my helicopter. Bye-bye.